קורה?
שומע אותי?
או, הצלחתי. כן, אני שומע אותך.
מגניב, מגניב.
אוקיי, אני רואה שהצלחתי... תיכנס רגע לצ'אנל של יוטיוב, תגיד לי אם אתה רואה.
פאק.
יכול לעשות לזה טוויט?
כן, שנייה. אני שומע את עצמי בהד.
כן, תעשה מיוט.
איפה הטוויטר שלי?
מה יהיה? אני רואה שהוא... can't get the thing to recognize Unity. There we go. And now, if I can just get Spriter to work.
Can they hear you?
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, I can hear you. And I'm doing a tweet. Here, I tweeted it out. God, I'm tired. It's so bad. Wish I could stream some of my code.
Yeah,
I don't know how
probably.
many people would be interested. Let's see.
Let me just tweet this out
How
real
many
quick,
people
and we'll get to
are
work.
interested?
We'll also get some music going.
Okay, entry.
Alright, so let's see. Let's see. Oh, thank you, the real F2. Appreciate that. Doing our best to get it out there as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Slow and steady.
Yeah.
I'm working on. Are you doing this through Skype? It might be better if I called you on Skype.
What do you mean Sky? Why? We're here on Discord. No?
Okay.
Yeah. Just gonna lower your voice a bit. I know from the previous stream that we had some issues with the audio, so it should be a bit better now.
You know I can't lower my voice. I speak loud by design.
I lowered it for you, don't worry.
Oh, it's censorship, man.
Yeah,
You're censoring me. You're diluting my essence.
No, I'm focusing you on code. There's a difference.
My code looks like this. rect.x plus equals rect.width.
.exe.
Rect.width equals how wide is the name? Let's give it 120.
Thank you.
This is the one thing I hate about UI code. It's so messy. It's so full of like magic numbers. I don't like it.
I'm gonna put for us the Waterworld soundtrack just because I love it. Hope it's not loud enough. F2, let me know if it's too loud in the background, alright?
Nice. Well, we're gonna need a button. I don't know why this reversed this. I do know this reversed. That's too much. 80, 75, 50. Crikey. So my new laptop is set up, and it's awesome. Downloaded Witcher.
Yeah.
1. I'm gonna replay that. Then I'm gonna play The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I've been hearing that for what now? 5 years?
Yeah, around about.
I met you at a Dutch Owen's whatever party that was, and we talked. I was in the elevator with you when we talked about The Witcher 3 and Blade Runner, and I told you you should play the new Witcher game that's coming out soon. That I think the second one it already came out by the time I met you. It was after the army service. So yeah, you said you'll get to it, and here we are in 2017, and you still haven't played the goddamn game.
I'm getting there. Slow but steady.
But I think I'm just gonna go for a new level entirely.
I'm gonna need to put a question.
Just a second, let me just check something.
Yes, there it is. Okay, rect.x plus rect.width. Rect.width is 20. I'm basically adding a button so you can change the so every dialogue script has, for every participant in that script, it has a pack of animations, like a default pack of animations. One of them is the entry animation, the exit animations, the default animations, and I think one other thing. Yeah. So I'm actually adding support for that. And I'm adding the button so I can actually change the animations themselves. Let's see if it works.
Shame I can't do split screen with you so you can show what you're working on.
Are you sure we can't?
Not that I'm aware of.
Take this back a little bit. Oh, okay, I forgot I'm on battery. 1 second, I gotta put the thing in the thing.
Same here, man. I finished both of those games. I think Shank 2 is like 100% completion. I finished that game so many times. Huge fans of that game, really. I was just looking at like old footage that I have of Buck, And I still have some of the mock-ups that I used to make in After Effects, which is what I showed Amir to basically get him to work with me. And in hindsight, it's completely hilarious to look at it. I mean, I have a video of it unlisted on YouTube. I'm too embarrassed to show that, but it's, yeah, it's pretty good.
Are there comments? Anyone's asking about me?
We have the F2 currently here with us, so yeah, we'll see if other people join. We're comparing this to Facebook to see if we, you know, I have no idea how much engagement we can get from our subscribers on YouTube. We're much less active there, so we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, we'll go back to Facebook. Which worked not so bad, actually, in the previous streams. Alright, let's see. That music.
I got a friend who worked on Shank. The real F2.
He left the studio already, huh? This is what I remember.
I wonder what's up with Taylor.
You should tweet him.
I haven't spoken to him. The last time I spoke to him was about a month and a half ago.
Alright, so I'm gonna...
Nah, that dude's busy. Dude's busy. He's, I think he's a bit burnt out in game dev.
Yeah, that would make sense. That happens.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, so what did you do today?
Well, besides helping you out with some stuff, I ran another ad on Facebook just to see how that goes, and
I sometimes see those, are they like, they're working okay? How are they working?
what do you mean?
Like the ads, how did they work?
I still haven't figured it out totally, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, is it getting like good retention or whatever that's called?
The F2, did you play like the demo or the early access version or anything? Did you get a chance to play with the game? Because if you're asking if the game is hard, I'm guessing that you haven't played that yet. Because we just had a conversation on Discord with our friends there about how the...
Yeah, the original F2, if you want to come up on...
Yeah, I sent him
Discord.
an invite, he doesn't have the app, it's alright. So I...
okay. You don't have to have the app, you can go into the
yeah,
website.
it's in the browser as well, but you know, I ain't pushing it.
Okay.
So yeah, I guessed correctly. So yeah, currently Buck is a difficult game. Being a huge Dark Souls fan myself, I really enjoy difficult games. I've always had.
And that's something I should play.
Yeah, you really should. And yeah, it's mostly... I'd say currently the enemy that people seem to have an issue with always is the hyenas. As always. I nerfed them like 5 times already and they just somehow keep kicking everybody's asses. So yeah, we'll see how that goes eventually. But I'll probably, in our next update, we'll make the game a bit easier. At least in the starting area, because we're adding a new quest, basically mission. It's not a mission editor; it's a dialogue script which controls all the changes in the game. You know, that open up new areas or change character dialogues. Basically, what makes the game move forward. So the second that's implemented, I'm gonna go and probably remake all of the current dialogues in the game, which will allow me to change the pace a bit. So I'm probably gonna move Nibbler's mission. Actually, I was thinking about it today when I was doing the script, to move it to be the first mission. That way you can unlock the store a lot quicker. And the store will give you the option to go and, you know, to just go and visit there like before or after every mission to allow you to restock on supplies. So like I'm trying to make the game easier in that sense, less in changing like health and damage values. So we'll see how that'll work out. Yeah, we got 2 bosses down the pipeline. Maybe we'll do another one, but currently it's 2 that we're planning to do. We'll hopefully be able to... I'm not sure I'm gonna stream boss content, because that's gonna be a huge spoiler. So I'm just going to say that there will be bosses and they will be challenging and hopefully fun as well.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna put Turbo Kid soundtrack again. I just love that soundtrack way too much. I think it's one of the only soundtracks that I bought from a game. You know, I usually you just hear it on YouTube. No, not from a game, from a movie. You just hear it on YouTube, or you find it. You know, some of my friends buy these things, so they send it over to me. But basically, the second I saw the movie, and I realized I think they had a Kickstarter, which I missed, and I think I backed Kung Fury, which I didn't like as much, much to the dismay of some of my film geek friends. But what can I say? I enjoyed Turbo Kid so much. I decided, well, at least I can buy the music. Hopefully that will do something, at least for the composers. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed. You haven't seen that yet, right, Emil?
No, not yet.
Turbo Kid?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you like it.
So many things to do. So many things to do. You know, I just...
Yeah.
And on top of everything, I also have 3 kids, you know. Like, just no time for me.
Probably the 2 main chapters. It really depends on how much content I'll be able to push with the new editor. We'll see. And yeah, if well, I can tell you that I wrote the script. He's asking if there, you know, if the game succeeds, if there's another one down the line. So yeah, definitely I wrote the script years ago. I'm still changing it today, but it's built to be at least 2 games. So hopefully we'll be able to get that done. We're indeed successful enough to warrant a sequel. It's an old saying in video game development: you survive your first game, you can survive the next one.
That'll be awesome. I can't wait to work on the next one.
Yeah, but I think
It's
that,
not...
I mean, it really depends on, you know, like investment and things like that, but basically I think both me and Emil would like to make a different game, perhaps, a different, more simple experience.
Yeah, maybe a different world too.
Just to, you know, just to refresh our batteries a bit on something else. I also want Amir to do some of the writing as well. I would love to, like, co-write something. And, because, let's just say we're huge fans of Cyberpunk, anything that's Blade Runner related. So maybe even go for a different art style, something but a bit less cartoony. Play around, you know, keep it 2D, because we have all the tools that will help us, you know, push things forward. But we'll see. We have loads of ideas kicking around that will hopefully manifest one day. Well, it depends. What's your definition of a long or a short game? You know, there are different... what would you expect from an indie title, from what you'd be able to see, just as somebody who hasn't played the game yet, from what you just see in footage? Just tell me, what would you think would be the right, justifiable length for a game like that? Did you hear the question, or did I miss you? Yeah, well, we didn't, I mean, more chapters, you know, every game needs to have an ending eventually, and especially with such a small team, you know, if you ask me, you know, I wouldn't mind having, you know, 5, 8 chapters, but it's really a matter of, you know, our lives, budget, and marketing, also time to market. A lot of factors weigh in because we have been working on this game for a long time. On full-time development, the Kickstarter allowed us to work full-time for a while, which was fantastic for us. And I think that people that see the game, like what, you know, the updates we did on early access and things like that, we've really tried to listen to all the feedback and change and update everything that we felt that needed changing and updating based on a lot of your feedback. So I'm hoping, you know, I'd rather deliver a shorter, polished experience, as polished as we can get it, than really something that's a bit longer but clunky. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. You know, Emil, why I think you really love Turbo Kid?
Why?
It's really like almost a dedication of an entire era, mostly for your generation, I'd say. You know how you know how Call Fury was basically a 30-bit joke?
Yeah.
It was just, oh my god, the 80s. But what Turbo Kid does, which blew me away, is that it used it also in like narrative ways to enhance the narrative and the timeline, and it's like it happens in the post-apocalypse of 1997, and they produced it like it was a movie made in the 80s. And it's just, you can see that it's just like full of love for the genre, you know, it's not poking fun of it, it's embracing it and taking it to a new direction, which just blew me away.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Hey Alan, how are you doing? Good to see you here. Good to have you. So what I'm working on now is a new combat area level, because I'm nearly done with the new like town area, like a small trading post. And that's going to be the first mission that hopefully unlocks in the upcoming patch we'll do. To see how the conflict and the story progresses. And we're going to experiment to see, you know, how comfortable we are with releasing content in certain iterations. When we'll be done with the dialogue editor, what Amir's working on right now, we'll be able to just focus on content, which is really the quickest thing you check off the list when you work on a game. So I really can't wait to just, you know, go on these combat levels, finish the second town area, and just continue rolling with more, you know, unique levels with more elevators and things like that.
Sure you want to leave. Where are you gonna go?
See what the rest of the wasteland looks like.
Well, there's not much to see there, kid.
So, man, what's left of the alligator, basically?
I'm doing the nodes for the entry, you know, the animations per dialogue script. I'm testing that. And then I think the basic core of the dialogue scripting node, the dialogue scripting editor is complete. I'm going to need to add, check if I finished the response nodes.
Cool.
It's basically going to be adding in the new change requests for the game, because now that we've changed the way that the dialogues work, you gotta be able to ask the game to change different things in the dialogue.
Cool.
That should be about a couple of hours of work. There for a second.
Sure.
Yeah, I was drifting off for a minute. I was thinking of something else.
Don't worry, just focus on code, I won't bother you. I'll keep the talks going, no worry.
No, yeah, I'm just... we did the change request we need to do. So, like I said, we need to add the new change requests. Dialogues. You can now ask to change the scripts within a point. And we need the response nodes. I need to make sure whether the options in the response nodes. I'm pretty sure that I finished. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I've done those already. But I need to add the change requests that allow us to actually trigger them enabled and disabled. You remember how we didn't have that before?
Yeah.
But now we can actually have that, so we need to do that. I need to add in a change request that actually is not so much a change request, but we need to add a condition on those responses which would trigger them enable or disable based on Bugs sort of
Yeah.
inventory if you have like a specific item. So that's something I need to add in. Yeah, but the basic core of the scripting system, it's going to be finished after these nodes, after the script animation node. The script animation node is the one that typically lets you do. It lets you tell which participant has which entry, like animation into the script. Was that the one other thing? So that's why I drifted off, because I was trying to remember one other thing that I wanted to add into the dialogue, and it sort of drifted me off in my mind, and I was just sort of like babbling.
Don't worry about it, just focus on
I was thinking aloud.
It's alright.
It's also very hot because the air conditioning in the office is broken. And I am absolutely dying.
Yeah.
It's Alan Playdown. Hello.
Yep.
Hi, Alan.
Welcome back.
This game is already awesome. I'm going to be. Okay, where was I? Let's see. I'm testing the participant. The Bucky's exit speaking listening. Ah, that's what I want to do. Make that note a little bit smaller. And it's tinted blue.
Thanks, Alan. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that.
What do you say? What do you say?
Look in the YouTube chat, you can see it.
Oh no, it's the code looks awesome as well. Yeah. Nobody says, "Wow, man, the code looks so good."
Code is less photogenic than level design. That's just no way of getting around that.
You haven't seen my code. Actually, I've seen my code.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I had someone. I had a client, which when he contacted me today, asking me. He's trying to read through the code because he originally asked me for the code, and like, I need help. Like, you got a million videos that I've done for you specifically.
So yeah, well.
I haven't looked at them yet. Like, come back to me after you look at them. Let me just commit. Commit is for code. Updated the dialogue into Okay.
Creating more layers than usual, because this is quite an open level, and I'm gonna keep it on the ground level mostly, so I want to keep your eye, you know, busy, soaking up a lot of information from the background. So I'm having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, 6 even, including the foreground. So it should give. It's already looking better for me just looking at it, you know, seeing all the different distances of terrain moving. It's really just fun to watch. Something that's been done brilliantly in Rayman, the new Rayman games. That you can actually see like the entire world is shifting perspective with you. It's just brilliant stuff.
Hey, did you send me the textures I asked for?
Text?
Textures! I've asked you this morning for the textures for the game.
So
I accidentally deleted them.
I asked you if it's fine if I just send the textures by themselves.
And I said yes.
Alright, so I'm zipping it, I'm sending it now.
Okay, zip it. Zip it and ship it.
Zip it, boy.
Zip it and ship it. Alright, so let's see if that's good. Why is this? I see. Fuck. Okay, I think this thing is nearly in the end.
Thank you, Alan. So, do both of you have anything you watched on E3 that you're really hyped for? Because I really enjoyed that E3. It was the least cringiest one of all, that's for sure. But I enjoyed it nonetheless.
I didn't get to watch the E3 one. I did watch Yahtzee's review of E3.
Oh, he did a review?
Impressed. Yeah, he came out with an E3 sort of video. It was funny. He wasn't impressed. I really want a Switch. I really want a Nintendo Switch. I don't know why. I want to play Zelda.
Nintendo Switch?
Not even that much. Yeah, I'm not even that much of a Nintendo fanboy. The new Zelda looks really cool. Crackdown 2 was rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Crackdown 1 was tons of fun.
Crackdown 3 is the one with the Old Spice guy. What's his name? I love this guy. I keep forgetting his name.
I don't know his name, but I do know who you're talking
He
about.
does the Old Spice commercials.
It might be that I'm not well versed with celebrities like you crazy kids are.
Splatoon, yeah, I saw the... I mean, I don't have any Nintendo console. Last one I had was when I was a kid. And yeah, ever since I got my Sony PlayStation, I don't think I ever picked up a Nintendo console. To be frank. Yeah, Terry Crews, yeah, that's the one.
Okay, why is this not deleting? Bugs.
Taking my time here a bit with the layers because once I get that right, I can just go ahead with the level. Just to get the base of the initial shot of the level itself to look the way I want and feel correct, and then I just start adding new elements on the main layer, and then I copy and paste the rest. And I'm gonna try to keep the camera closer, because in some levels it gets a bit far and I want to keep it more unified, so I'm gonna try and work with this distance and see how it feels in combat. Yeah, I think that's about right. Bit more tweaking.
What?
Hmm?
Good myself. Why did this slow down?
I still regret to this day throwing out my PlayStation 1. God, what a mistake. What a fucking mistake. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright.
Okay. So it seems like the participant animations per script nodes working. Now I need to see what's left. Okay, so next. We have that. What about display the response?
I'm gonna make Buck a little bit faster just so I can test the level. So he's running at car speed right now. It's just a much quicker way for me just to test how the level feels and sits together. Alright, that's about right. Let's see what we can add here. I know, right? Turbo Kid's soundtrack is just phenomenal. Phenomenal piece of work. Gotta make the foreground layers, you can see them cutting into each other because while I'm working on the actual level, it's not really comfortable to have things in my way. So I'm just, you know, lowering the opacity for now. So I can just see what the hell I'm doing. And the opacity just flip back on. Oh yeah, I know why.
I'm gonna duck out for a bit.
Sure.
Tomorrow night. I gotta crash. I finished the dialogue script animation packs. I need to tighten up some stuff on the response node. For some reason, it's not. For some reason, the responses, the actual options that you get to choose from, they're not hooked into the node. I need to hook them back in. I must have taken them out in one of the iterations. And I'll make you a build. So I think we're probably looking at tomorrow night.
Alright, I'll be here.
Yep, so it'll be tomorrow night that we're gonna start playing around with that. Sunday night, I'm going to put in the change requests. And by then, hopefully, you get to play around with the tools a bit, so you get like a list of issues, a list of enhancements that you want. I can start working on that, and we'll see how important it is to have a tool to translate the old XML files. Maybe we need, maybe we want.
I just need the option to copy paste the change requests.
Yeah, okay.
That's the most vital part.
The most vital ones. So I might just do that.
Will be the biggest time saver for me.
Okay, I'll do that. And so Tuesday, Wednesday, oh wait, Sunday, Monday. That should be Monday. And I think Tuesday I'm going to start working on AI. New AI.
Alright.
Awesome. Be awesome by the end of the week. I want to have something, maybe one or two new enemies.
By the end of which, next week?
Well, this week, like the week that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. You call next week, I call this week because the previous week's finished.
Still need to get a ticket for the conference. We're showing Buck at the annual Game
Yeah,
event.
I forgot to ask you, when is that?
On the 6th of July.
So if we're showing Buck, shouldn't they be supplying the tickets?
Yeah, but they said that due to the expense of the show itself, that's what Amit told me, that there's just no way around it.
It's the 7th, I think, not the 6th.
No, it's the 6th.
That's a Thursday.
So yeah, Thursday.
Okay, I'll take a day off.
Alright.
I'll tell them. So,
Yeah,
are you sure?
we'll be
Because I'm
there.
pretty sure. The thing is, I'm pretty sure it's the 7th. 1 second. Is it GameIS?
Yeah, go and look. I know it because I sent to the reserves the correct date. Tell them that I can't.
Yeah, you're right. It is the 6th of the 7th. I was thinking it's the 7th. Yeah, okay. Awesome. There's going to be some really cool speakers.
Yeah,
actually.
absolutely. This year we got the designer from Super Hot coming over.
Screw that. I want to meet Daniel Vavra, whatever his name is.
Remind me what he did.
He's doing Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, fantastic.
Also, he's been on the receiving end of a lot of flack for the more progressive elements of our media. And he's cast the vote into Gamergate and stuff, and he wasn't against it, so he's okay in my book.
Oh well, does it really matter?
Yeah, I'm not putting politics into
No, don't. Just don't.
the world. Anyway,
Though yeah, having a a social justice news article about us would definitely put us in the headlines. So at least that's something. I swear it's already feels like a marketing tactic just to use that kind of rage. Just
It's in other ways that it's back a lot. It is. I mean, look what happened with what's his name, poor guy.
well, the designer.
It just
for
happened. The guy who made the last something.
The Last of Us?
Last day. It's like a cyberpunk game, and he had to go on E3 and like apologize.
Oh, the
for
Last
some
Night, the game
tweets.
that I was
The
most
Last
hyped
Night.
for.
Yeah, so he had to go and apologize.
Yeah, I know, I heard. Well, That's what happens.
Yes. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have apologized, but that's just me.
Well, man.
I think we should do like a shitposting stream as well at some point. Talk about it.
By the way,
So-
I'm trying to switch identities. Oh, I see that it's working. Alright. Looked like it didn't work for a second.
What do you mean switch identity?
No, with the entity ID.
Okay. I do not remember how that system
No,
works.
it's fine. It's
I know
fine. I got it.
I know it's really important, and I know it works, but I just don't remember how.
Yeah, but I see now that I try to like separate them. So if I change the scale of one of them, the other one shouldn't change, but I see that it does that anyway.
Well, if it does, you should be able to have on the mesh. What's that component called? One of your components, you should have like. There should be a little button for the mesh to
Yeah,
actually.
for the texture, I click on it, but I
It's
see.
not just the texture. For the texture, we do the texture, but you also need for the mesh.
How do I do that?
That's a good question. Here, look. You should have above the sprite. No,
Yeah.
that's the identity. I'll check for the code. But you should need to. Should differentiate the mesh as well, I think.
Well, currently I can't get it to work
So I'll have to look at the code. 1 second.
because I'm seeing that the scale is still affected by both of them.
Yeah.
And I
copying
switched
stuff weird.
identities, but it doesn't seem to.
It's not to do. It doesn't have to do with the identities. It's actually to do with the underlying assets, like the material and the mesh. Because Unity, to save memory, it basically tries to make decisions for us
Yeah.
to optimize the scene. And one of the decisions that it makes is that whenever you copy an object, they don't create another material and another mesh. They just reuse the same one, which is I wish they'd let us change the default behavior if nothing else. I mean, it's a decent assumption to make because it is a good optimization technique, but it's not, obviously not correct for
Yeah.
all situations. And you know my opinion, whenever there's a situation where you have two options,
Yeah.
always expose it, always let the user, the player decides
Yeah.
on how they want to do it. So I'll take a look at the code. Worst case, I'll just add a new button into the sprite component, and you'll be able to do it. So I gotta go crash. The response nodes are done. Not the response nodes. The participant animation script, the participant script animation pack. Long names. That's done. And the only thing that's left at the moment before I can make the build tomorrow is connecting back the response nodes. And I think that's it. Once that's done, we'll make the build, so you can start working on it and see what the tools feels like.
Alright, can't wait.
Okay, so have a good one, and you guys, whoever's watching, you guys have a good night too. We'll see you in the next stream, which we should do this like once, maybe twice a week even. Just
Yeah,
have like an hour of talking with people and talking with each other. I
Absolutely.
think more important to talk to each other as well, and recording it's pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Catch you tomorrow.
See you, man. Good night.
Good night.
So yeah. What have we been doing for an hour already? Yeah, it's been going well. Just gonna add a second level, maybe even a third one. Just playing around with verticality a bit more. I've enjoyed it in my more advanced levels, and I want to add more terrain options. So we'll see how that goes. So, since I saw that a lot of people are missing the ladders that I place in certain areas in the game because they might be a bit too blended into the background, I'm trying to leave as many clues as possible, because you see here, even if I put it in front of the layer, it can still be a bit hidden. Never mind that the coloring is different, so I tried dropping here this, like, you know, ladder piece that fell. Hopefully that would be a bit of a clue. Put it in front of the player's feet so it actually sees it. Add a shadow to that. Oops. Let's see if this works. Alright, so the layer separation works for coloring, just not for scale. Alright. That's good to know. See, the scale is still fucking it up for some reason. Something else. Let's do something else. Let's just have the ladder here hanging. A bit askew. No, that will look weird. Thing is, it's really easy to lose the sense of scale. Sometimes I'm gonna have to put Buck back next to the ladder. I have to say I'm quite enjoying Buck running to this music. It feels like the 80s, running towards whatever it is you do. You can never fail in the 80s. Yeah, so like I was thinking, the scale is a bit off. It's obvious that there's a there's a freaking ladder here. Let's see. Thing is, still to see how it goes on YouTube, but we got a lot more engagement going on Facebook. So I don't know if we'll do another YouTube stream, because this is a Friday, though. I don't know. Just have to give it a chance, see how it feels. Gives it a more claustrophobic design, like you're entering some kind of structure. That's actually not bad. I think I'm gonna wait with the ladder, just to it's easier with this. You know, just to get your brain going, to realize there's a platform right above you. That should work fine. I think I have like 15 more minutes in me. Bit lower. Yeah, that's not bad. But I will definitely wait with the ladder. I just want you to go under this for a while. You know, so you can't be sure exactly what it is yet. Maybe I'll build some more stuff out here just to make it a bit more interesting. So we'll move the ladder for now. The shadow, I think, as well. Isn't that relevant here? This is something I experimented with, just to adding textures to entities, just make it a bit more manageable. So for instance, if I want to keep this like ground texture or something, it's a bit less relevant when it's just like, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4 textures in a solid. But here it's like you see, there's a lot more going on. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click all this. That covers about one solid, which is these. Can add an entity. Keep it outside of the texture itself. I can get my mouse to do that. There we go. That. So we can call this one platform 2, or just platforms. And then instead of all these, I get platforms. I'll duplicate, then I'll move them. Now this is something that's comfortable to use in the beginning of the level design process, because once you get into coloring, it can sometimes screw up the whole way our shaders actually work with colors, because I don't know, it just confuses us for some reason. So mainly just, you know, just to get the level itself going, you know, see it from out here, we got the beginning, and it's pretty large actually. From you can see I've been walking and running 3 times the speed. Without combat, I get there like, takes me at least like 15 to 20 seconds, so it gives us a pretty good length. Thanks, Alan. It's great not to be alone here doing these streams. Ooh, Red Letter Media just released a new video. Perfect Crash to Sleep With. They're my favorite, absolute favorite YouTube channel. Watched all of their videos at least twice. This game was developed with Funhouse and Red Letter Media in the background. I love B-movies. I love watching them suffer through B-movies. It's just the greatest thing ever. What about you, Alan? Any other gameplay or like YouTube channels you like to watch? Any gaming channels? Because I really just funnel down to, you know, I mean, I'm subscribed to a lot of them just to support them, you know, with a subscription, but I don't really watch a lot of their content. Still watch Total Biscuit sometimes. Always love what he has to say. Always interesting. And yeah, but definitely Red Letter Media are like my favorite channel. Can really see some issues this is doing me. Probably has to do with the depth. Yeah. There we go. It should be fine. So, oh, no, that's bad. That would have broken everything. Just deleted an entire Parallax layer. That's not good. That's never good. Now when I do like these rotation values, I try and keep the numbers like not be, I don't know how you call it in English, but I essentially don't want to have like a -3.123 whatever. I just wanted to have, you know, like just -3, so I know exactly which value to use without even having to copy paste anything. So yeah, speeds up the level design, makes it all more logical. Good. I'm gonna add a block here, block this entire area. So. Choose some assets we're going to block with. Just add those in. Not thinking about it too much. I have the models. I'm going to play with the shading a bit. Add this block and then I think I'll be done for today. What's this freaking error I keep getting? God damn it, Unity. What? Request Unity editor. I don't know. Stop it. So here's a nice little thing that you can do with textures. We usually try and give them some sort of a three-dimensional perspective. Some assets like the railings don't have that because they're used for platforming, though they can still work. And it just helps you block you know, if you need to block the player, it would make sense more with this end rather than with this end, unless this is in the front of the player so it hides him. But I like it to be a bit more visible, so I'm just going to add that train card here. I'm going to duplicate that, separate it from the layer, give it a shadow. Sounds like your dogs have a good deal going on, my friend. Every dog's dream. So yeah, this is how we basically, that's how I do shadows in the game. I just flip the asset completely, I stretch it up, oh, see that's the issue that we're having right now. Which is why it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So hopefully I will be able to fix that soon, but it will give us, I basically duplicate the asset, paint it black, move it to the bottom. I usually play around with the scale just to get it a bit, you know, just to get it right, to get a bit more stress, because now it's a bit of a direct light, which I really like a lot less, but I don't know, for now it will do. That baby's gonna be in the foreground, I think. Then I'm going to keep for later. I want to use that for some of the background layers. That's also going to be used as a background layer. It's going to be somewhere here. I'm going to keep it there for now. And that also. Oh, that's in the foreground. That's the wrong layer. That's better. There's a shadow. What? Oh, no. Ugh, 2 a.m. mistakes. That's what's going on here. 2 a.m. mistakes. Where's the car? Where did I put this? Oh, the main game there. Great. It's where you belong. Which is right here. Or not. Ugh. I forget it's anything. I'm really confused. What the heck is going on? The train card is on 6. The car is on. Oh, that's the. Alright. Main game layer. And that's also on the main game layer, so there we go. Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's add a vertical solid. With that, we'll be done with the roadblock. Let's see what we got. Let's go for platform first. Yeah, that's in the wrong place, but that's fine, that's to be expected. Now here's a nice trick. Because of the parallax layers, it's alright, that didn't work as intended, but I'll fix that momentarily. Because of the parallax layers, it's hard to know exactly where the layer will be. So what I do is I go to the intended place, I go to the layer, the texture, I mean, that I want to be, you know, perfectly aligned. I know the distance, I know the X value that it needs to have, and now the Y value. So if I have it here, that's approximately where I want it. Maybe a bit farther up. Something like that. I'm going to hide it with other objects, but we got the value for the distance. The height is the less problematic area. So now you see it's over here. That means that with the parallax scrolling, it's going to sit exactly at that position, but I'm going to change that because this is not the layer that I wanted it to be on. So I'm going to move it back. This is like an adjacent layer to where Buck is running, so this will wait exactly here. So I know exactly where it will be. As for the car, yeah, it should be fine now. Move it a bit backwards. Now let's see what we got. So Alan, F2, thank you for joining us. It's been a nice little private session that we got here with you guys, which is cool. And we'll see if we'll continue doing YouTube streams. We're just playing it, you know, playing around with it, but we do get more engagements on Facebook, so we might have to continue it there. So I hope that you guys are following us there if you're not already. We'll really appreciate that. And yeah. I hope you'll join us again next time. I'll probably continue this level, and we'll see where it takes us. Should be a nice open area level. This is what's gonna lead you to. This is like gonna be the next mission immediately when the patch hits. It's gonna be a new dialogue with a new character in the granary, and we're gonna take it from there. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate that. Thank you for joining again, and have a good night. It's 2 a.m. here. I'm gonna crash. See you, man.